I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th.
Canelo Crawford coming up September. What do you think about that fight?
Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength, because it's hard to go up in high weight and maintain your speed.
Turkey, you need to put a small ring, the smaller ring in the.
Hey, Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm going to be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that.
Terence Crawford isn't just talking. I mean, he's making a declaration of war. With ice in his veins and unwavering confidence, he sent a chilling warning to Canelo Alvarez. He's not going to beat me.
People criticised his performance against William School. Did you take more confidence from that fight?
A lot of people criticized my last performance, so, you know what I mean? We both need to step it up, I guess.
Renowned podcaster Joe Rogan believes Canelo versus Crawford won't be just another super fight. It'll be something on a whole other level. According to Rogan, the unique clash of styles, raw power, and elite speed makes this matchup unlike anything the boxing world has ever witnessed.
Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the shit he be talking.
Crawford? Yeah. Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying shit.
They tried to say that, like, Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him, because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful. He's so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like, you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch it up.
Meanwhile, American boxing star Virgil Ortiz Jr. recently stated that if Crawford beats Canelo, he'd consider him the greatest boxer of all time. That's a bold statement coming from a fellow pro, and it speaks volumes about what a win over Canelo would truly mean. If Crawford pulls it off, elite fighters like Ortiz believe it would cement his legacy at the absolute pinnacle of boxing history.
I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. You know, the jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it, but can Canelo do it? And I think he has a bigger chance of doing it than Crawford does.
Favors him.
Now, Canelo, he has obviously the size advantage, the strength advantage, intellect. I think Crawford edges him out in IQ.
Adding fuel to the fire, Teofimo Lopez jumped into the Canelo versus Crawford debate with a bold move of his own, revealing he placed a personal $10,000 bet with Terence Crawford, while his own father took the opposite side. The wager highlights Lopez's strong belief that Canelo will come out on top, and shows just how emotionally invested even elite fighters are in this potential showdown.
Who took over the show?
Who wins that fight?
Who took over the show?
I got Canelo.
I got Crawford.
Oh man,
that's
not gonna happen.
We bet 10,000. I want that on the table.
That's not gonna happen.
$10,000?
Who bet 10,000?
That's not gonna happen.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. has his own reasons for backing Canelo Alvarez over Terence Crawford, and he's not shy about it. Though he admits he hates going against the grain, Lopez Sr. says he trusts what he witnessed firsthand more than what so-called cognitive trainers are betting on. Reflecting on Crawford's last exchange with him, Lopez Sr. pointed to something he noticed in Crawford's legs, a sign win, in his view, that raised serious questions about the champ's conditioning.
This guy got to run for 12 rounds, and I seen his legs, and I even texted him. I said, man, I seen your leg, man. You're
Who'd you test, Crawford?
Yeah, and then he said, you funny, man. You know, and me and him was just texting back and back and back. You know, I see what I see. I'm freaking. That's you know, I might not be good on pads. I might not be good on something here.
You're talking about
but I'm
good.
But I'm good with my eyes. I'm good with my eyes, and I'm good with telling my son what to do. Because I see it, you know what I'm saying?
You glitch the matrix, bro.
Amid all the buzz, actor and martial artist Michael Jai White weighed in on the highly anticipated Crawford versus Canelo showdown, and he's siding with Crawford. While he acknowledged Canelo's growth and evolution as a fighter over the years, White believes Crawford's speed, footwork, and pure skill will give him the edge in the ring.
Do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2.
When comparing a potential Crawford versus Canelo clash, Michael Jai White drew parallels to Canelo's 2013 fight against a prime Floyd Mayweather Jr., a bout where Canelo was clearly outclassed. White suggested that Crawford, with his high ring IQ, slick style, and superior defense, could deliver a similar outcome, but with even sharper execution. In his eyes, Crawford has the tools to do what Mayweather did, and possibly more.
I mean, Canelo is naturally heavier.
Yeah, Crawford ain't gonna knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, so he'll win in the points, okay.
Because points. I just think still Canelo needs to be set before he fires. His basics are solid, but Crawford is jazz fusion, I feel. He can do unconventional things where Canelo is conventional. He's perfect conventional, but it's kind of like, it's like Allen Iverson. It's the crossover. It's the thing that you just a little bit different. That just gives you, all you need is that little bit of an edge. And I think Crawford has that.
Amir Khan, one of the rare fighters to have faced both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, offered a unique perspective few can. Drawing from first-hand experience, Khan pointed out a key difference between the two: their levels of availability during a fight. He claimed that despite Canelo's power, the Mexican star is far more hittable. In Khan's words, Canelo leaves himself open, enough that Khan was able to land clean shots and mark him in their bout.
I fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you could see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
However, Khan offered a stark contrast when reflecting on his fight with Crawford. He admitted, "I wasn't able to land a single perfect punch. Crawford was slippery, unpredictable, and far more difficult to figure out in the ring." His remarks add real weight to the ongoing debate, especially when it comes to ring IQ, defensive mastery, and who holds the true tactical edge in a potential Crawford versus Canelo showdown.
I think that Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
Terence Crawford has also shared his thoughts on what to expect in a potential clash with Canelo Alvarez. Fully aware of the magnitude such a fight would carry, Crawford acknowledged that Canelo is naturally the bigger man, and predicted that the Mexican star would likely adapt his approach, boxing when necessary, but also using his size and physicality to impose himself and leave a lasting mark.
I'm expecting Canelo to be Canelo. He's the bigger man. I expect him to, you know, box a little bit, but I also expect him, you know, to try to walk me down and be the bigger man. So, you know, we expect everything in there.
Terence Crawford also highlighted the stakes involved in a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez. He emphasized that this wouldn't just be a display of skill between two elite fighters. A lot more would be on the line. Crawford made it clear that he'd be aiming to dethrone Canelo, while the Mexican star would be fighting to defend his legacy and maintain his place at the pinnacle of boxing.
Because it's going to be a spectacular fight. You got two great fighters, you know, going head to head, you know, and trying to dethrone. You got one fighter trying to dethrone the other one, and you got the other one trying to, you know, stay at the top. So, you know, it's going to be a great fight. You know, both of us got a lot to lose, but a lot to gain. So, I think that's why everybody should tune in, because it's going to be a hell of a fight.
It's that fierce ambition from both fighters that has electrified fans and the media alike, fueling the growing excitement around this potential matchup. As the build-up intensifies, boxing podcasts, websites, and TV shows feed off one another, creating a whirlwind of analysis, fantasy breakdowns, and hype. The clash of styles, Canelo's compact power and elite bodywork versus Crawford's switch-hitting artistry and masterful counterpunching promises to deliver one of the most historic fights the sport has ever seen.
The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, can he carry it, you know, but those intangibles.
Teddy Atlas acknowledged Canelo as a great warrior, praising his accomplishments and performances inside the ring. However, he was equally clear that Crawford possesses something truly special, an elite ability to move seamlessly across multiple weight classes without losing his sharpness, timing, or ring IQ. To Atlas, Crawford's skill set isn't just impressive, it's downright extraordinary.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated?
Mikey Garcia offered his perspective on the Canelo versus Crawford buildup, acknowledging that much of the excitement stems from promotion and hype. Yet, despite all the noise, Garcia sincerely believes that Crawford will come out on top in the matchup.
Some of that is promoting, some of that is hyping the fight, but I still think Crawford's gonna win.
However, Canelo would be staring back at Crawford not just as an equal, but as a fighter of the same caliber, tough and intelligent. Canelo's toughness goes beyond grit. He's highly effective, carefully picking his shots, controlling the ring, and punishing opponents, especially with precise body shots when they leave themselves open.
Dan Rafael kind of made a great point when talking about sizes. Because he said, if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said, people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package. It's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So, and it was good. It was a very good point. He was like, Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically.
He's so used to taking those shots.
In an article by Aid Oladipo reflecting on a conversation with veteran boxing reporter Dan Rafael, a deeper understanding of weight differences in boxing is explored. Oladipo points out that many fans mistakenly equate weight simply with height or size, but in reality, it's also about punch resistance, the fighter's ability to absorb and withstand shots.
Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like? So basically, trying to say, Canelo could easily absorb Crawford shots. Can Crawford easily absorb Canelo's punches?
If you're taking shots from Triple G, Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol, and you're staying on your feet, not getting hurt,
not even getting wobbled,
just literally shaking it off.
Yeah.
You can take Terence Crawford shots.
100%.
Right.
Looking at the bigger picture, Jacobs acknowledged that Canelo's reputation speaks volumes. Still, he views the fight as a clash between two equally skilled fighters, each bringing strengths the other lacks. While he admitted Canelo would likely be the betting favorite due to his size and stature, Jacobs said he would personally back Crawford if given the choice.
I'm excited about this fight. Canelo obviously is self-explanatory. There's really no need to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to him, but I do see this being as a 50-50 fight. But if I was a betting man, I would bet on Crawford. But also, too, you can't count Canelo out. I mean, would go in, I'm assuming, as the favorite, which is rightfully so.
Daniel Jacobs offered an insightful perspective on Canelo Alvarez's fighting style. Drawing from his firsthand experience in the ring, he explained that Canelo doesn't need to constantly press the action. Instead, he operates in controlled bursts, managing his work strategically. Jacobs added that to truly challenge Canelo, an opponent must bring intense external pressure, creating difficult conditions and launching sudden, aggressive attacks to force him out of his rhythm and reveal all his tools.
Canelo, which I've always said is an amazing, legendary fighter, but he fights in spurts. So sometimes it takes for the opponent to actually initialize him giving the best. When he was faced with me, the opposition that I had and what I was giving him, it was just a lot. Whether it was boxing, whether it was coming forward, but most importantly, it was the punches and bunches. And so he was forced to either stand there, wait for the right time, or be combative and go back at it. So I think that's what Crawford may have to do. Push the pressure, make Canelo fight, or maybe just play it safe, win on points, you know?
Gilly raised the stakes in the potential Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight by backing Canelo. He pointed out that Crawford is attempting something unprecedented, moving up 3 weight divisions and challenging a champion accustomed to a heavier class. While fighters have made leaps before, Gilly emphasized that rarely has anyone done it so rapidly and decisively, all in one bold move.
Canelo and Bud. Who you like in this fight?
Canelo.
Why? Because Bud had to move up 3 classes?
Yes. And in the history of boxing, I've never seen anybody move up 2 classes and be successful.
Well, Roy did.
I mean, but not in one jump, not in one leap.
Right, you're right.
It was here, right. Light, heavyweight, fight a few fights, right. Okay, heavyweight. We talking about he just fought 147 one fight ago.
Right.
And then you gonna fight at 168?
Yeah. Did he fight his last fight at 54?
Yes, just one fight though.
Of course, there are hurdles to overcome, weight management, purse splits, and potential rehydration clauses, but the possibility remains very real. If the key players can reach an agreement, this fight could become one of the most technically demanding and emotionally charged bouts in boxing history. Even the great Alexander Usyk has expressed fascination with Crawford, adding further intrigue to the matchup.
Finally, Canelo Crawford.
Very hard. 50-50. For me, pound for pound, #1 is Terence Crawford.
As the boxing world holds its breath, the countdown to Canelo Alvarez versus Terence "Bud" Crawford is creating a seismic buzz across the sport. This isn't just another big fight, it's a battle that will define legacies. Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed king of multiple weight classes, is famed for his devastating body shots and iron will. Facing him is Crawford, the slick, undefeated technician with timing, footwork, and ring IQ that few can match. It's strength versus skill, power versus precision, legacy versus legacy. The stakes couldn't be higher. Both warriors are preparing for war, and when the bell rings, only one will emerge victorious. So we want to hear from you. Who do you think will walk away with their hand raised? Will Canelo's experience and relentless pressure wear down Crawford? Or will Bud's adaptability and sharp counters prove too much for the Mexican superstar? This isn't just a super fight, it's a battle for greatness, legacy, and pound-for-pound supremacy. Drop your predictions in the comments. We want to hear from real boxing minds like you, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more breakdowns, training insights, and fight talk from the biggest names in the game.